Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is an out-of-box toy review of a toy I recently gotten in the mail. If you remember my most recent episode of Reclaiming the Past, I unboxed him along with another toy, and in this video we're looking at that other toy in question. This. One of the holy grails of my collection. Let's see if I can get this in the there. The J-slot rocket-firing Boba Fett replica. So just to be clear, this is a replica, not a genuine. I make it clear that when I own something that isn't real, it's definitely not the real thing. And also when I get something that isn't real, I also make it a point to buy a genuine one. Or at the very least, as close as I can be. This is from the Force Links line that I did an unboxing of recently. And yeah, so every time I get a non-official product of something, I always make it a point to buy the official version right after, to make sure money goes where it's supposed to go. And the people who manufacture this in question make it a point to not have this trying to be passed off as an original. They do this because of the bit of history on the original rocket-firing Boba Fett. History that I won't get too much into. I'll put some links in the descriptions below to people who do a better job covering the history of this toy than I do. But suffice it to say, this was a toy that, although promised to the public, was never released to the public. But eventually all the prototypes were starting to appear here and there, which people are willing to pay over thousands of dollars for. And the people who made this know full well that most people aren't ever going to get one of the prototypes, so they made this, adding in intentional design flaws to make sure they couldn't be confused for the original prototypes. And so, enough talking about it. Let's open it. Okay. Open. Oh, it's glorious. Never thought I'd hold one of these in my hand. Well, if I'm really gonna be holding this, I need to open it from this. Which, by the way, I'm happy to get a bag, so I won't have to worry about getting him his own, and I'm gonna keep him in his box anyway. This box is small enough to where I can store him without having to worry about it. Since the rocket came out, let's look at this first. Ah, yes. This is everything I could have hoped from the rocket. Okay, so let's bring him out. Okay. Come on, don't fight. Okay, it's almost... Okay, that's it, just a little more. Oh, the rocket firing, there we go. But, yes. Exactly what I was hoping for. Let's get a look at the head sculpt. Head sculpt's not on center, but it's not a deal breaker, and I make it a habit of collecting toys with flaws anyway, so this just goes along with my toy collecting habits. All the Boba Fett details that should be there are there. Here is the J-slotted mechanism. Yes, so yeah, there it goes. Now, it came in two versions because the prototypes were in two versions. The J-slotted one, which I have, and the L-slotted one. where I got this from, you had to specifically say which one you wanted, and I chose the L one because my name starts with a J. The J slotted one came second because it was made to be a more efficient firing mechanism. There. Now, let's put the rocket in. I guess there's no real way to lock it in. All the other videos I've ever watched never really stated how this is supposed to be secured, but that's fine. It's based on an unproduced prototype that likely was never truly finished, though I'm sure it was, but either way, I'm careful with my toys, but yes. The articulation is like this. Head goes like this, and the legs like this, nothing in the waist. The old Kenner stuff had nothing at the waist, but yeah. One of the intentional design flaws is in the movable joints. Like the head and arms and legs are made out of a softish rubbery stuff, just bending it a little, but not too much. So there's that. The chest piece is made out of something secure so the rocket firing function will work, and the bottoms of the feet don't have peg holes. They put in obvious design flaws just to make sure no one would ever or be able to pass these off as genuines. These are meant for collectors who want the rocket firing Boba Fett but could never, ever get their hands on one. And yeah, perhaps even the off-centered helmet is a design flaw. Who knows? And the scope on here, they just made it always down because when Kenner first designed him, they're afraid if it was the raised up one like him, it was snapped off. Like this one's made out of a softer plastic. I don't want to try it too much, but I believe it is. But this one, like, they probably would have made it out of something harder back then, so it would have broken off. So let's compare them. Although they're supposed to be on the same scale, this one is definitely higher by about half a head, or at least by a forehead. He shall always have a special place in my collection. So I'll just put him here. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. He fell over. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to have him. I'm not going to put the link to where you can find him, I'm just going to say if you want one of your own, just do a Google search for rocket firing Boba Fett replica. Make sure to put repro or replica when you do the search. And you should find 2, maybe 3 places you can buy him in. Yeah, just be sure when you're buying him to mention if you want the J-slotted or non-J slotted, and there's a transparent one like the holograms you see in Star Wars. And if you're lucky enough, you should be able to find one where it's painted too. And here we are to watch the first launching of the rocket firing Boba Fett I bought. And we've got some Imperials and a bounty hunter to watch this. And one of my nephew's toys decided to join in for this experience. Right now, the first ever firing of my rocket firing Boba Fett. Come on. Well, that wasn't, well. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, let's see how far it can go. From 1 inch. Ready? And go. Oh, nice. That got some distance. Okay, let's see how far it went. Okay. That's a pretty good distance. Let's see if I have some string. Ah, I know. One moment. I got this piece of cardboard that'll help, so just line it up right here. Got almost 49 inches. Man, this little guy has some distance with his missile. Alright, just as a little extra note, the arms and the legs and head are made of a softer substance, so you don't want to be too rough when posing him, because you might wear out the joints faster. Just as a little heads up. So, we now return you to your regularly scheduled review. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you found this video amusing, and I hope to see you in my next review. Bye!